One of the most readily recognizable differences between ASP.NET and ASP are the file extensions that are being used. Now, different file extensions exist, and part of the advantage of having these is this allows true side-by-side integration with ASP. Now, this is playing a big part in ASP's fast acceptance in the .NET world, because you can take an existing ASP application and begin to add ASP.NET functionality to it, and these will run side by side. Now, if you worked with old ASP 1.0.2.0/3.0, you remember that the extensions on those files were .asp, well, for 2.0 and 3.0 anyway. Now, the new extensions for ASP.NET for a regular ASP file is now ASPX, and this is how the web server determines whether ASP code should be handled by the ASP interpreter or by the new ASP.NET framework. And so if you see an ASPX, that just tells you that this is an ASP.NET web file. ASMX, this is the extension for web services. You'll see this on a lot of sites out there. There are an awful lot of sites out on the internet now that are using web services, and anytime you find that you click on a link, you've requested an ASMX page, you're using a web service in Microsoft ASP.NET. Now, .config, this is a rather unique looking extension for Microsoft folks, but I mentioned in a previous video that all the configurations for your web pages and your web applications and so forth are now done in config files, and these are XML style files, very easily human readable. It's very easy to configure these things and to figure out what needs to happen and make changes to them. This is a vast improvement over the old registry, and of course there's a lot of issues that have gone away as far as the registry is concerned in ASP.NET. ASAX, this is usually referring to the global file, and again, if you have prior ASP experience, there was a global ASA file, and this is where we could store global variables that could be shared throughout a website and a few other things. And we have the same functionality here, and again, to separate ASP from ASP.NET, this has been named ASAX. So when you see the ASAX extension, you're most likely talking about that global file. Now, .VB or .CS refers to the code behind pages, and we'll talk about what code behind pages are here shortly. But you will see these. Now, if you're using VB.NET to build your web pages, you will see .VB on some of these files. If you're using C#, you'll see .CS. And so when you see those, you'll know exactly which Web.NET framework language was used to create that web page. So in closing, just let me reiterate, the new file extensions allow us to run ASP and ASP.NET side by side without any conflicts or any hassles whatsoever.